Good morning, Optimus. I hope everyone's doing amazing today. Today is Thursday, September 26th, 2024. We're still trading in the funded account. I definitely overtraded again yesterday. So, 2 days in a row of overtrading. Yesterday, we were sitting up about 333, and the day before that, we were sitting up about, I think, 233 or something in that range. Anyway, both days we overtraded. Yesterday, I ended up with a red of 600 while being green 333 at the time that I said that I was going to walk away. So, having said all that, today I'm setting a hard stop at $300 in profit, and that's where we're going to go for that. So if we end up making a little bit more than that on a single trade, great. If not, that's cool too. $300 is where I want to walk. So, first things first, let's take a look at the news reports. So today we've got, we had a Powell speech at 6:20. We got a bunch of Fed speeches today. This could influence the market pretty heavily. Wow, we got a lot of stuff today, actually. Okay, so we've got continuing jobless claims. Obviously, this is baked in at this point, but we've got core PCE. We've got PCE prices, corporate profits, durable goods. We've got GDP growth. We've got GDP sales, initial jobless claims, 4-week average jobless claims, non-defense, PCE, real consumer. But we have this Fed Powell speech here. I was at 6:20 right for the open. I don't know if that's still going on, but if it is, it could definitely be influencing things pretty heavily. We got pending home sales coming out at 7. We got natural gas 7:30 along with another Fed speech. We got Kansas Fed manufacturing. We've got Treasury Secretary Yellen speech. That's anyway. We've got Treasury auctions. We've got mortgage rates, and then we have more Fed speeches. Today is a jammed-packed day full of news reports and speeches. So I'm expecting a pretty high degree of volatility. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you. Good to see you here. So we finally broke over 5,800. 5,830 being the high there. .62%. So trend of bullish on the day, sell off at 6:30, and we've got a low at 58.13, kind of a support level here around 58.13. VWAP at 58.18, 50 moving average at 58.20, and 200 moving average at 58.24. So a TTM switch on this 9/12/26 crossover, that would look pretty good to me, for a move up above the VWAP and up to about 58.20. So expecting pretty high degree of volatility today. Let's take a look at the 10-second chart. We got dojis all over the place again. So a lot of choppiness just in the market the last few days. Let's see how our cyan switches are looking today. So cyan switches look like they're doing pretty well today with green dots. There's one right here right now. TopStep X up. Yeah, so we're kind of riding along support at the moment. Let's see where this 200 moving average is. All right, so The move I'm really going to be looking for here is going to be this 5200 cross. That's about $5 diverge right now. We might be looking here in the next 10 minutes or so. So 2 contracts. I don't know why it's putting us so far down on the chart. We have support with a sort of a downward flag. See that? Support along this bottom, this downward flag here. Height range, only about 8 ticks. Volume looks reasonable. So here's that top there at 58.16. So what I'd be wanting to see on this would be this little, you can see that 9, 12, 26 cross right there.
Order filled.
In the bid here. I have an exit point at 16. I'm in here at 15. I don't really like this trade. The trade that I was taking here was based off that 9, 12, 26 cross, which has since dissipated. So kind of coming up and tapping 15, but yeah, I'm gonna put this at like a really low take profit.
Order filled.
Okay. So got out of that with just a single tick. So $20. We'll look for something a little bit better. So I have 1575. Looks like I could have got like 3 ticks on it, but we'll look for a better setup. We have that 9, 12, 26. But you can see the TTM is kind of wavering here. 1493. Glad I got out of that. I'm gonna look for a better setup here. Yeah, because this is what I was worried would happen, which kind of looks like I can kind of see it coming just because it was starting to break above that 16. Like this 9, 12, 26 crossover here should have ran up to the 200 moving average on this part back here. This is why I got out of the trade. About 355 diverge right now. 4 cents. $46. Moving 4 to 5 cents per candle here, but so what's that? 52. What I don't like about this is that the 50 moving average is not moving towards the upper while we're closing the gap. So that doesn't give me a lot of bullish confidence necessarily. We may be bullish in terms of the percentage on the day, but not necessarily the trend on the chart. $3.29 moving at 5 cents. $65 candles. About 11 minutes. 7 o'clock here in about 2.5 minutes. There was a nice little pop off that sell-off there. Markets have been very choppy the last few days, so I don't really trust the ES very well at this particular point in time. I'm looking for some cleaner moves. On this, this 5200 could look decent if this candle actually begins to push like kind of in this range, like this 15 to 16 range. Then this 50 moving average could actually start converging. Right now, the convergence is happening because the 200 moving average is dropping more than the 50 moving averages. What I actually want to see is the 50 moving average moving up while the 200 moving average is moving down to create sort of this wedge. There's 16 right there. So we've got some resistance at 16. $249 diverged now. $233. $226. 7 cents. Five minutes. See, this is looking pretty decent actually for a push. I didn't get filled. 7 o'clock rip.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, there we go. We got 150 on that one. Up 163 on the day. Love to see a sell-off here, followed by a bounce. That's a good pullback. Close on the 5200. Kind of scared about a big sell-off, even though it looks like it's gonna rip up. I'm gonna check this on the 1 minute chart. This looks like it's gonna rip to the upside. I See a 9, 12, 26 cross, TTM cyan on a red dot though. A couple seconds left on this candle, 3 seconds or so. We're up here at VWAP. That's not what you want to see right there. The TTM switching to dark blue. What I'd want to see is a cyan candle with a green dot. We got red on TTM 10. 5200 in place. 9, 12, 26 cross on the downside on the 10 second. See if that stays true. 5200 super close. There's a good rip there at 7 from 14 all the way up to like 23 or something. Up to 2175, so. All right, 5200 are near each other, but not at the levels now at this particular point in time. A cyan switch on 10 second would probably look pretty strong for an upward move. We got to remember that 20 is going to be a line in the sand, so 20 resistance, 20 and 24. No crossover, not yet. We got yellow on TTM. It looks good for a setup. No crossover just yet. Still. See what TTM's doing on the 1 minute. Not looking good. 0.3. And selling off. Yep. This is why I didn't take a long up here, even though it looked like it was gonna bounce. I was like, TTM though, on the other hand, is selling a different story. And so, you know, I didn't really want to grab it until there was something a little bit more defined and clear, kind of like what we saw back here in the pre, where you can see that TTM switching to cyan. You get this whole little move right here, going from like 22 up to about 27. So where we're at right now, though, selling off, kind of holding in that area, that like 80, the 813 area. So we'll see if this holds. Chart itself to me looks bearish. Trend on the day in terms of up here looks bullish. Now, but that though, when I'm looking at that, I'm going more based off. Excuse me. I'm gonna determine my trades off the chart though, not off of this. This is just one data point of many. Nice short op right there for anybody who took it. By the way, if y'all are chilling, hanging out, please do me a favor. Please like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. Let's get this out to more people. The more likes that we can gather, the more opportunity we have to get in front of other people. Pretty big sell-off there. If we look at that volume back here, that's 16,000 contracts in 1 minute on that sell. Oh, that's the open. Looking here, this is 11,500 contracts on the previous drop. Now, those aren't all sales, obviously. In fact, majority were covers. 7,500 were either buy or covers. but the other 4,000 were straight sells. But yeah, ways to go. So since there's so many news reports, I'm gonna recheck the news again. So we had pending home sales month over month, 0.6%, up 0.6%. Prior we were down 5.5%. So even though rates are lowering, I'm relatively involved in the real estate niche. I work on it every single day in the real estate niche. So I'm pretty involved, even with agents in what I would consider to be a pretty hot market, or I should say a market with a pretty good real estate market. Even agents are saying that even with the drop in interest rates, they're not seeing a big uptick in sales. So no, we as traders and as economists know that the real estate market operates on a delay, and so because that's the case, we know that it's going to take a while for those things to sort of pan and work out, for those trends to work out. But when it comes to rate cuts, a lot of times that creates sort of an immediate push, and that's not what we're necessarily seeing at this particular point in time. So coming up at 7:30, we've got natural gas stocks change. We've got Fed bar speech. 8 o'clock, we've got the Kansas Fed. And 8:15, we've got Secretary Yellen. So she'll be yelling about something about, job postings are the biggest indicator of real economic growth. But we all know that that's not really true. But companies actually get tax benefits for simply posting jobs and making it look like they're hiring, which I find very, very weird. But here we are. I'd have to verify that, by the way, but it's just something that I heard. So at this point, it would be hearsay. But if that is true, and that would be that's kind of been my experience. Whenever I was on a job hunt, I would put in hundreds, or at one point over 1,000 applications to just get a few interviews. Just sort of, to me, just like, wow, this is kind of weird, especially because there are certain jobs that I know that I've qualified for, and yet, nothing's happening. So, and I actually see a fair amount of content creators create content on that same topic, about that same type of feedback on that topic. Total rejection right there on the 5,200 cross. One of the things that caught me a couple of times this week was breaking my own rule and buying before the cross happened on the 10 second. And so I made it a point this time to hold out and to wait, to not buy it, because there's been several times where this has happened. I also experienced a time or two where the 5,200 cross did happen and then fail, which doesn't happen very often. I would say it's less than 10%. It's really, really rare for the 5,200 to fail, but less than 10%. I saw it maybe 3 times over the whole summer, but I saw it twice this week. So stuff like that is, in my opinion, worth noting. 9/12/26 crossover, moving up here to the 50 moving average on the 10-second chart. I want to see the EMA 35 get above the 50, kind of like what we saw right here. Then we'll have an opportunity for another push. So there is actually a push above the 50. We've got the 200 moving average there at 14.25, so likely we're looking at 15 or so as a resistance point. So look at this on the 1 minute side. Long way to go on one. One thing to note, 50 moving average has dipped below the VWAP. 200 moving average still up way high, about $7 above VWAP. There's a yellow candle there. Got an 8 SMA cross. 9 is still below 12. You're looking at, about 1475 as the resistance on if this happens to push again. Surprised the ES even got above 5,800. What's oil doing today? Oil's down a lot. Wow. Oil down 3%. That's good, though. If oil continues to drop, then America, if they have some wisdom, will actually top up on their oil reserves. If they have some wisdom, that is. We'll see. 5,200 is 30 cents diverged here. Oil has decent volume today. It's kind of weird to call this decent volume. About 680 contracts per minute. Yes, running back up to that 58.12 mark. Like I said, I'm looking at the 1475 mark as a resistance zone. Currently, I don't see a trade here. There's a good little crossover right there, which gave us a move from 10 up to 13. So, good little 12 ticker. I'm looking for one more trade, probably. Looking to get about 6 ticks on it. So we got this low support here at about 808.50. TTM at negative 3.5. Still a little choppy today, but better than yesterday just because there's some actual momentum, in my opinion. So I would call this better than yesterday, even with the chop. There's a 912, potentially 26 crossover to the downside. Might look decent for a little short right there. See a squeeze on the Bollinger Band. $7.15. Next reports, I believe, are at 7:30. Yeah, natural gas is 7:30. Just verifying. So there was a decent short from about 12 or so down to 10. About 8-tick move there. And on the 10-second chart, 200 moving average has gotten well below the VWAP, so that gives us at least some decent amount of confidence for this to run back up to about 18. See if we get that up. $11.69. So about $1.86 divergence, so 60 cents. Up to 14. Got a little excited there for a second. $1.80. Let's see what the next one is. 256 minus 1178. Yeah, okay, it's not moving. Look for a second there like we were getting closer to some convergence. Wish I could choose layers on the price levels. It'd be quite helpful. Yeah, so not quite ready for that push. Looked like it was gonna give us an op, but not quite ready just yet. One of the reasons why I tend to break my rule from time to time on the 5200 cross is that occasionally this rip will happen before the crossover happens, which is always pretty frustrating, but it can happen fairly regularly enough for me to break my rule every now and then, which is obviously not a good thing. Well, we've got the 50 moving average pretty low below the VWAP now, by about over $1, which is great. 200 moving average at 22.5. Kind of seems like we're holding this area now. We'll see, because we had support right here, along 1275. We ended up dropping below that support level. You can see it's acting somewhat as resistance at this point. It's just rejected right off there. We also got resistance there at about 1650, which is actually right at VWAP. I can just get rid of that. So right now, we've got resistance at the at about 1250. TTM at negative 2.6. Not a lot of trade ops right now. Might see a push around 730. See what's going on with oil. Oh, oil eventually did get that cross. I weren't paying attention to that. Oil's down so much today. It's down over 3%. That's a lot for anything to be down. It looks kind of decent though. Some resistance along 6750 with oil. Yes, it's dropping again. It'd be very nice to keep have a list in here of my favorites. So that oil did pop above 50. Currently right here at this little resistance zone. Look for a pullback to about 6,750 area above VWAP. Let's check this on the 1 minute side on oil. So there's a 200 moving average in the way there at about 65. And VWAP up at 68. On the 1 minute on oil. What did I say that 200 moving average was at? 67.65.
Order filled. Order filled.
Took 80 off on oil, possibly 70 actually. 57 to 61. 57. What was that 4 cents at 2 contracts? So yeah, 80. Could have kept our original though. It ended up pulling up quite a bit. Pulled all the way up to 66 or 64. Oil looking decent, man. There's that 200 moving average there, which we're breaking above. This could hit 75. There's 75. Wow, nice rip. I was hoping to see some pullback. No such luck. So oil's next big move, I think, will go up to about 68. That's where the VWAP is at. It's kind of an ascending candle on the 15 second. See if I can get an entrance off of 70. Just continuing to push.
Order filled.
In long at 84.
Order filled.
Took another 40 off that. So I hit my goal, 300. That was the idea for a hard stop there. So we're at that. So I don't want to continue to push. 300 puts my account, I think, back into the green, because green $24. So because my account had actually gone negative 287, so this gets my account back in the green. And here's what the week looks like. So we had this 233 day, an 80 day, and then a negative 600, and then so positive 311.64 on the day. So this is actually the best day that we had. But again, I was up 333 yesterday and over traded, and that's what ended up putting me into this position now. So that's not what we want to do today. So we're going to look to call it right there. ES dropped all the way down to 58.06. And oil, I'm looking at a resistance level at 68, which is the VWAP. 67.97 is where VWAP's at on this. It's continuing to push up. There's a 5,200 crossover inbound on oil. It is 15 cents away. That could give us a push up to something a bit higher. We've got a high up here at 70. I don't know if we'll push that far, but this recovered a lot of its losses. Whole percentage point, full almost, what, $1.50, $1.25 or so recovered. So pretty heavy coverage there. Here's 68 on oil. And we've got that crude coming out at 7:30, so that's definitely going to affect this. That's in 3 minutes. There's a lot of people buying into it, so like pre-buying before the report. So we may get a big sell-off at 7:30 with the report. About 13 cents away from that crossover. And a minute and a half to the natural gas report drops. So got right here natural gas stocks change along with the Fed bar speech. So natural gas stocks change refer to weekly change of the natural gas supply situation. Information comes from the U.S. U.S. Energy Information Administration, and it looks like we had quite a big jump in supply since the beginning of September. So it looks like actually the end of August we started seeing a jump in supply, and the jump is beginning to increase. So that's probably one of the things that's been driving down prices is the increase in supply. But the movement is looking pretty good. You made 420 on oil. Nice. That's awesome. Great job, Tiny. All right, so I'm at my 300, like I said I would be, and that would be my hard stop today. So that is my hard stop. There's 68. Like I said, I think this is going to be a little bit of a hard line. We'll see what happens here in about 1 second. I'm not trading it, even though it's probably going to see some volatility. And there's a good chance this will run to about 68.20. Maybe 68.25. If there is a big sell-off, though, there you go. There's 14, 13. So a big problem that I have with my own trading is that I sometimes tend to push on days that I shouldn't, and sometimes don't push on days that I should. So because I over push on days that I shouldn't, both Tuesday and Wednesday, that's one of the reasons why I'm holding back today, even though today is a day that I could push. 5,200 moving average is 9 cents apart on the 1 minute chart. Now 8 cents. Or 6 cents, sorry. So good op here. Like I said, 68.20 was the price I called. 68.17 was the top at the moment. I personally would want to see a sell-off to about 68 or 67.90. maybe 67.95 in order to buy into this, but has gotten above the VWAP. I think this has a good opportunity here to pull back to the VWAP and then bounce. The old VWAP bounce. Not my strategy. Another trader that I know. But I have used it successfully in the past. Just not my normal strat, so. Looks like the high hitting, there's 68.20 right there is what it tapped. So that rip off of 68 was a pretty good one. Probably should have taken it, but hit my goal already, so. And this will probably hit like 25, maybe even like 40. But like I said, what I personally would want to see a sell-off. Like, to me, that would actually make this look more attractive, not less. Because the sell-off would, like, if you could bring this down to about 68 and have a little bit of consolidation there, I think this would look really good. Currently, we're about 3 cents away. Yeah, 65 and 62. 3 cents away from a 5200 cross on the 1 minute side. That's going to be pretty powerful for oil for a move to the upside. And that's all the pullback you get, I guess, right there. It doesn't look like people are ready to take profits just yet. High up there's at 70, so can this push 70? I think that's the question that's going to be on a lot of traders' minds when it comes to trading oil. There's 68.25, a little bit of resistance on 68.25, but not really, because not getting any sell-off from it. Just sort of hovering at that zone and not breaking out above it. So there's not a lot of volume in it at the moment, which is always oil's biggest issue these days. And I don't know why more people don't trade oil, but everyone's fixated on the ES, or the ES, the NQQ, or the NQ, and some of those other indexes. But personally, I look at it, I'm like, yo, this is kind of a missed op by a lot of traders. So there's 68.25. TTM is a little extended. I don't know why the TTM rates differently on oil, but showing at 0.46. There's the 5200 cross on the current candle. So there's 68.30. And there's the actual crossover. Here at this point, what I'd want to see is a 9 EMA bounce. So sell off to about 14, and then a bounce up to 30 or so. 3 minute pullback would be ideal. So there you go. There's the 68.14 that I mentioned. So it'd be like a bounce off of the 50 moving average here. But one thing to note is that 9 is below 12 and potentially on a downward move here. There's red on TCM, on TTM 10, so, and a 9, 12, 26 cross to the downside. But like I said, 68.14 would be the level that I would be looking at, which it did hit. Popped up again to 19 off of 14. Guess it hit 12 actually. So this is actually a good thing. This is the consolidation that you'd want to see. So we've got red on TTM 10. So if we can get red to yellow and back to cyan, I think that we could see a nice move on oil. Especially if we can get a sell-off down to about 68 would really be the most ideal. It's at 68.07 right now. So nearing VWAP. There's that 5200 cross in the 1 minute. It's pulling back to the EMA 12 at 68.04. This could be a great entry for a long. Now, of course, this could just sell off because there are a lot of contracts stacked up in here that people are holding. So I never count a sell-off out, but realistically, to me, it kind of looks like a bit of a VWAP bounce. You have this rip through, sell off back to it, and you might get a bounce here up to about 40 or so. Especially because you got that 5200 cross. The trend may be bearish in terms of the overall price. The price may be bearish, but the chart looks kind of bullish. ES back at that 58.12 level and ripping through the 200 moving average. Still no crossover. So for oil, what I'd want to see is basically just a cyan switch on the 10-second side. I think that would help give you that op for that push. You see it remained above VWAP, and you've got that cross. So there's a push back up to 68.12. So there's a 10-second bump there, or 10-cent bump. Volume is declining relatively heavily on oil, about 120 contracts per 10 seconds. But you did have this kind of higher volume here with this little bit of sell-off. And what a move. Definitely several tons of money available through that move. ES is kind of struggling on this so ES finally got its crossover. Let's check out the 1 minute. So finally got that TTM that the ES has been looking for quite some time, with the TTM green dot. Can it get above VWAP? That's the real question. 9's above 12. EMA 35 is below 50. We got that 9, 12, 26 crossover. TTM cyan. 9 crossing above the 35. If you can get the 35 above the 50, there you go. This is running into that resistance at 1250 area that I mentioned. So let's see what happened with oil. Oil sitting around long 68. Never got that cyan switch. So riding a long VWAP. It does have that 1 minute crossover. So I'm still bullish as far as the chart is concerned. Not so much the price action, but the chart at this particular point in time. We got the 35 above the 50. There's the 5200 right there. So we'll see if this continues to sell off. This is pulling back a little heavily. Pulling below the VWAP like that is definitely not going to be good for a lot of traders. A lot of traders are going to look at that VWAP as that indicator of really where the price action needs to remain above or below. Above if they're long. So this is pulling back to the EMA 35 right now. It's at 6783. See if that pulls back even further. ES is selling off down and back to 06. So I kind of didn't really have high expectations for that cross with the movement that has existed with it today. And you can see 9 and 12 getting back below the 200 moving average. One of the things that really, in my opinion, kind of kept me out of this was just that when I saw this, was like, okay, well, you have this ascension right here, you get this green hammer candle. So it's like, okay, well, it needs to pull back. And that pullback, I was like, all right, it's got to pretty much stay above that 9 EMA right there. This really needs to stay above 5810. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm pretty sure that this is not going to do that. One of the reasons why is like, because we're running in that 1250 resistance, we're still below the VWAP, and this 200 moving average is still way far up here. So a lot of extension between that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. This was supposed to be back at 1250. So, like I said, I'm going to call it on the day. Oil up here at 6780s. I think there's more opportunity in oil today. I'm going to call it right there. Take my 311 and actually walk for once instead of over trading like I did 2 days this week. The first day where I was at 233 or so, that was also a choppy market. I just was good about walking away on that day. So, what it is, Pawn. When you hit profits, switch to 1 to 2 micros to protect profit, but still be able to extend the good days. I like that. I'm going to have to start doing that. As you know, I pretty much tend to continue to trade ESs. It's often to my benefit or to my detriment. And so I do need to start protecting those profits, especially in these funded accounts that, like, I've been funded now 5 times, I believe, twice on TopStep, 2 on Apex, and 1 on Elite Trader Funding. And so with all those times being funded, I mean, you got to think those are $150, funding charge every single time. So that's 150 times 5. That's $750. That doesn't account for all of the other fees that go along with it, the monthly service charge and all that. So just in the last 4 months, I spent $750 just on funded accounts that I've not actually pulled any money out of. TopStep, in my opinion, sort of has one of the best ways to pull money out, since you only need to get 5 winning days at $200. Obviously, you need to be profitable, but that's kind of what's up with that. Dump incoming on which symbol? So I certainly saw that with the ES. Starting to kind of look like it a little bit with oil. Oil is kind of chilling right at VWAP. And you can see the TTM is on the red side. It did hold the EMA 35. It's popping up a little bit. So I don't know. I guess oil does look like it has a chance, but let's see with that one. As far as the ES is concerned, I don't trust this thing one bit. There's a, TTM right there. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm going to walk away, keep my profits, of course. That's something that I got to be very good about, which is going to be $300 is my profit target every day. I've consistently hit it this week and overtraded 2 out of the 3 days that I traded this week. So today is the 4th day. Not going to overtrade again. My account's still in good standing. I'm going to keep it that way. $300 is my profit target from now until the foreseeable future. And hopefully we get back to those $500 days that we were having for a while. But I'm happy with $300. I can live very well off $300 a day. Um, that's 1,500 a week, and that's 78 grand a year. It's a decent, reasonable income for the Pacific Northwest area. Just so you guys know, Pacific Northwest is a very expensive place to live, but wages are also very high here. So take with it what you will. Um, doesn't necessarily make it good, make it bad. $80,000 in the Pacific Northwest, especially in Seattle area, is really not very much. $80,000 in Arkansas or Alabama or something like that is a completely different story. So it's all relative to where you live. So that's what's up with all this. I don't know why I said that's what's up. It's like my period on the end of sentences. So that's what's up. I don't know why I do that, but it's fun. All right, y'all. I'm gonna bounce, keep my profits. I think that's what's wise, and wisdom is really where I'm trying to put a lot of my focus in my life. So much love and appreciation. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. So we're definitely going to be a little skeptic on Fridays. We've had some varying degrees of success. ES just jumped. I don't know if y'all just saw that. ES just jumped down to 5,800. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.